AM 560. The Answer.
Bum, 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 Iran. Bum, 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 Iran.
We need to have a realization that we've got about 35 years worth of oil left in the whole world. We're going to run out of oil. When Mr. Nixon made his famous
Shut
speech
your
on
crooked ass up. How many people know he was financed by Nelson Rockefeller and the Rockefeller Foundation? How many? Couldn't figure it out, huh?
Well, the other thing I was able to do, I made sure there could be no oil drilling off the East Coast, the West Coast, and 150 miles off the Gulf of Mexico. You could do away with all of that protection, too. No more windmills.
Yeah, that's
because they kill birds.
Yeah,
give me a freaking...
No more windmills because they're a money laundering scheme, you crooked old bastard. They never made a nickel, not a dollar. Whole fracking thing is a lie. And you made a fortune, you and the crackhead son. Greg and LaGrange.
Hey, Shaun. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't get where you and Scott are saying, one, that the FOMC, half of the members wanted to vote possibly for a rate hike. I don't see what lowering rates does, and this is why. So we have a Fed funds rate that's, 3.5%, but we're running a fiscal deficit this year of 7%. So why are we going to lower rates and have a fiscal deficit increase? Because the criminals that increase the spending that we always reference, whether they be congressmen or whatever, because of corruption, are raising.
Because stop looking through the peephole you've been told to look through, number one. Number two, understand you have to increase the velocity of money, private money, and decrease the velocity, which he's already done, of government money. Now, he can't cut the plans per se, but he can slow down the speed of them by exposing the corruption. So here's what I mean. 85% of the budget, 85% is on autopilot. You, me, Scott, Donald Trump can't do anything about it. It's law. All you can do is expose the fraud and insist on stopping payment to the fraudsters. That's number one. Number two, you have to grow out of it. How are you going to grow out of it? By stifling access to money to the private economy. So that you've been taught, as so many people were, about tariffs and all the rest of it, versus the reality of life itself. Tariffs can be used as protectionism. They can be used as weapons. But as long as they're used to give the ultimate flow of your exports, as long as the imports, you can balance any kind of trade agreements, which he's done. Now, every school in finance would have said you can't do that. He did it. He proved it right. Now, the other thing is private sector cannot grow without access to money. The Federal Reserve is a monopoly that should not exist. These rat pigs should never tell anybody what they pay, but we accept it as normal. So how do you increase the velocity of private money? By decreasing the cost to the decent, increasing the regulation on who gets it. You eliminate money for nothing to scumbags and all the green energy. You eliminate the Medicare, Medicaid, welfare stealing, and you increase private sector borrowing to decent people, growing private business. That's how you thread the needle.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Unless you get spending down. Now, let's remember one thing. Not only at the national level is spending out of control, but look at all these states that are in control.
Only the ghetto ones. Cut them loose. Stop trying to solve problems of thieves. You can't do it. Cut them loose. You just grow in the decent. It's already happening, Greg. 11 states are 70% and growing. These states like ours, done. Flush them. You think anybody buys that fat, butter-handed pansy? We balance the budget? You're talking to men.
No.
Of course not.
Yeah.
So they're going to go their way. You know how you stop spend? You can't stop spending. That's law. But when they are caught stealing and giving it to illegal aliens and spending it in a way that's not in the books of law, now you can stop it. He's doing that.
What?
And forget this stuff about the Federal Reserve. Why do you think they have the formula? We're going to raise it to slow it down. We're going to cut it. Get the hell out of here, you thieving rat bastards. I think interest payments nationally should be zero for everybody. What do you think?
Shaun, I don't believe in the Federal Reserve.
Well, then don't stop lobbying on their behalf.
I'm just saying what we have to go to bed. And you're saying the same thing. We have to go to battle with what we have. It's going to be a long slog. We need to realize that. And the other thing is, maybe you can clarify this to me. Why is the increase in the price of a barrel of oil inflationary? We've not created any credit for that.
Of course not. It's a myth, brother. It's a myth.
Okay.
What it does is it erodes the wealth of everybody who isn't very rich. So they have to blame it on a macro policy rather than focusing, which I tried to do every day. Gas is always cheaper in non-corrupt states. In Democrat mafia states, they tax the same product 4 times like they do in Illinois, California, New York, and New Jersey. That's a teaching experience. It's $1.50 cheaper in Indiana than Illinois. Why? Because this fat pig not only taxes it at 4 different levels, he has sales tax based on a percentage, which means it's higher the base product, which is why Democrat areas lobby for higher prices always. So that's the answer. But thank you, brother. I appreciate the call as always. Kevin, Vegas.
Shaun, speaking of Flushing, Illinois, you're going to love this story. Perfect indicator of the business climate in Chicago. I got a buddy goes to the Cubs game tonight, and there's a sports book attached to the stadium. Goes in there, the doors are closed. Place is closed due to high business costs and taxes. They can't even keep a sports book open in the city. So he's got to call up the kid to make a bet in Vegas. You know, come on.
Oh, I remember those days.
They can't even keep it running. So it's just the bar and the restaurant.
Kevin,
now. It wasn't even open for like 2 years.
These ghetto games in Illinois take $4 billion out of the state. $4 billion gone. Who plays it? You'll never find one in a decent area. In fact, if there's a video poker gaming room within your neighborhood, sell your fracking house. It's only going to get less expensive to live there. I mean, less equity in the property values. Property values wherever video poker machines are going to go down. You mark history proves me right, because you know who plays it? Not just the economic illiterate, but the people who don't have any money. They get their life from welfare. So that entire industry is literally sucking welfare money from people who can afford it the least out of the state.
You can't even keep a sports book open attached to Wrigley Field because you price them out of business.
Yeah, it's over.
I mean, it's hilarious. I just thought it was hysterical.
Yeah. You can't even run that right,
you like, you gotta
gangsters. Yeah, you got to bring back the old gangsters. Thank you, Kevin. 312-642-5600.
Holy cow!